You want to know why them folk did not want Donald Trump to get in the office? When I say them folks, I mean his own people. You know why they didn't want him in office? It wasn't that because he was incompetent. It wasn't because they thought he was dumb or crazy. It was because this guy puts out the American business on Front Street and has no filter. He says what he's going to do. He says it up front. He puts his threats out and he makes promises and he keeps them. And they don't like that because he gives away too many secrets. That's what's happened in the first war. I mean, the first time he was in office and he, you know, did things like pulling troops out of out of war torn countries, didn't start any wars, threatened folk that if you did try to start a war, we were going to annihilate you and your family. Things like this. That's the thing. That's the type of stuff he does. Also, he's a businessman. He's about making profit. The American system is a capitalistic system, without a doubt. And so now you're going to put in a person who is a capitalist, just like the rest of politicians, but he's straight business. He's not about the bull coin. He's not about, you know, taking forever, going, being underhanded, lying, like what, fooling people, trying to make people think that he's on your team and stuff like that. No, he is what he is. If he's with you, he's with you. If he's not, he's gonna get you fired or he's gonna do whatever he got to do to ruin your life. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So Trump comes out and says that he wants Ukraine's minerals in exchange for aid. And now a lot of people are upset about that and they think, oh man, this dude is wise, he's evil, he's conniving, I mean, he's just diabolical. Say he won't help Ukraine unless they give American these rare minerals. Now, let's recall, y'all, how much money has the United States given to Ukraine since 2022? Glad you asked. Upon further research, it says that the United States has given Ukraine $113.4 billion in aid within the past 3 years. Now, us American citizens, we like wondering what's the catch because we know how the U.S. operates. They don't give you nothing. I tell my kids this. Nobody's going to give you anything that they're going to miss. They don't just give you nothing out the kindness of their heart. Not this country. Not this country that we done seen go to war, uh, insert themselves in the war, and come out with oil, come out with weapons, come out with who knows, whatever else, land, minerals. And I'm talking about wars outside the country and inside the country. That's how this country was built and has operated since its inception. And so right now it's no difference. The thing people are failing to realize and understand is this has been the plan all along. It's just that Donald Trump has put it out there for y'all to see it. And so now y'all, he's being seen as the bad guy. I wouldn't be surprised if they did want him to be the president. So he can put this out there and hurry up and get these things resolved. And so he can be the bad guy. He can be the fall guy, knowing he can't run again. So why not let him go on out here and show his face? Let him know, let the world know what he wants. Make let it act like it's his idea. Because we had nothing, us Democrats had nothing to do with it. And so, but we're going to get what we want regardless and not drag this thing out for 10, 20, 30 years. We need to go and do this now because the American economy is suffering. There are countries creating groups of like what do you call it, Brexit, and countries trying to do things to where they're trying to say we don't want to deal with the United States no more. The US dollar is hot garbage and we're trying to create our own currency and we don't want to deal with the United States no more. And and regardless of what the United States is trying to do, I mean the country's going to eventually fail because it's based on a fiat system. And we look in the history books, and I got a book, I don't know the name of it. But anyway, every empire that has ran on a fiat system has eventually failed because the money isn't backed by anything but a promise. But then when people get tired of your promises and people get tired of just dealing with you, bullying everything and running everything, they're like, the hell with your money. We're gonna create our own money because we got precious minerals, we got gold, we got oil that we can back our money with. The same thing the United States used to do, but for some reason stopped doing it. Well, now it's all coming back to bite them in the rump. But anyway, let's get into a little video real quick because I don't want, I want to go ahead and see what the world has to say, and then we'll dive a little deeper into this. So let's hit it.
President Trump on Monday suggested future military aid to Ukraine could be dependent on Kyiv trading its natural resources.
We're telling Ukraine they have very valuable rare earth. We want what we put up to go in terms of a guarantee. We want a guarantee. So we're looking to do a deal with Ukraine where they're going to secure what we're giving them with their rare earth and other things.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has already said he's open to such a deal. Ukraine is home to large deposits of uranium, lithium, and titanium, which can be used for defense and electronics manufacturing. David Kramer joins us now. He's the executive director of the George W. Bush Institute. It's good to see you again. When you last joined us, the Bush Institute recommended the U.S. accelerate aid to Ukraine. What do you make of President Trump suggesting this aid could become transactional?
I think it's consistent with his overall approach on foreign policy. He takes a transactional approach, as you indicate. And if this is the way to continue support for Ukraine, providing military assistance to make sure Ukraine is in a stronger position, then I would be fine with that. I think it's an innovative way of approaching the issue. Ukraine is incredibly rich in natural resources. And so this is an opportunity, I think, for a mutually beneficial relationship in which the United States would provide vital assistance to Ukraine, and Ukraine would be a potential market and resource for the United States.
Could you see this somehow having any sort of negative impact? Potentially Russia, which is opposed to this idea, would potentially think that the U.S. is having an outsized role, which, to be fair, they already have expressed that. But do you see any chances of something like that backfiring?
As you indicated, Russia's put up obstacles and voiced opposition to everything we do in terms of providing support and assistance to Ukraine. This would be no different. None of this would be happening, of course, if Putin had not launched the invasion of Ukraine, starting in 2014, by the way, and then the full-scale invasion in 2022. So Russian criticism and opposition, I think, frankly, shouldn't hold much water at all.
What's your read on the current situation and what it will take to get Russia and Ukraine to the negotiating table?
Positioning Ukraine where it is in a strong position for any negotiations that might come up, not underestimating Ukrainian capabilities, and also not overestimating Putin's readiness and willingness to engage in serious negotiations. He continues to take a position that is totally unacceptable to the Ukrainian government, the Ukrainian people, starting with delegitimizing President Zelensky, making Ukraine permanently neutral, and making sure that Ukraine recognizes Russian occupation of Ukrainian territory. Those are positions that are non-starters from the Ukrainian point of view. So I think enabling the Ukrainians to be in the strongest position militarily might change Putin's calculus, but helping Ukraine on the battlefield will be an important part of this equation.
David, I have to be quick with you on this, but we do know that American policy toward foreign aid has been evolving in the second Trump term, the full extent of which is unknown as it pertains to Ukraine, both militarily, which we don't believe will be affected, and from a humanitarian standpoint. Do you have any concerns?
I think making sure that the assistance continues, the military assistance runs through the Pentagon, so that should continue on pace, and providing whatever other assistance is necessary. But also this has to be done by the Europeans. Europeans have a need to provide assistance to Ukraine. This needs to be a transatlantic effort so that the burden is shared.
David Kramer, thank you.
So the thing is, also remember that when the Biden administration was giving money to Ukraine, they flat out said that it was a loan. So if you're going to loan somebody some money, you eventually going to want it back. So how are you going to think about this? How are you going to loan somebody money who don't have any money and expect them to pay you back with money? especially quickly, not over decades. Because let's say, like I said, if you get a title loan or something like that, payday loan, yeah, you might get $500 a day, but come Friday when it's payday, they want that $500 you got plus interest. You get what I'm saying? So they're gonna want their money back. They're gonna want it back immediately. So Trump is like saying, "Hey, we're sending y'all aid. Uh, we getting nothing out of this deal. We spend a lot of money on you guys. What are we gonna get in return?" And they say they want the precious metals, not minerals. Now I did a little research. I looked up, went to Reuters.com. I believe is what this is, just to see what this rare earth is. And yeah, so yeah, Reuters.com said, what are Ukraine's rare earths and why does Trump want them? It says President Donald Trump, this is written what today. President Donald Trump said on Monday that he wanted Ukraine to supply the country with rare earths in return for financially supporting Kyiv's war effort against Russia. Now, remember, I could have sworn Trump said that he wanted to end this war and call for a ceasefire. So I'm tripping out on that. The the remark appears to overlap with part of a war strategy known as the Victory Plan that President Volodymyr Zelensky presented to Kyiv's allies, including Donald Trump last autumn. Among other things, the plan proposes reaching agreements with foreign partners to provide such joint access to Ukraine's strategically valuable resources. It was not immediately clear if Trump was referring to all types of critical minerals or just to rare earths. He said the United States was looking to do a deal with Ukraine for their rare earths and other things. Rare earths are a group of 17 metals used to make magnets that turn power into motion for electric vehicles, cell phones, missile systems, and other electronics. There are no known substitutes. China, with whom Trump has threatened a trade war, is the world's largest producer of rare earths and many other critical minerals. Trump has also expressed interest in making Greenland an autonomous territory of Denmark, which also sits on a large rare earth deposit, a part of the U.S. since his reelection. Now, see, you get somebody to talk long enough, you do enough research, you figure out what's going on. Now, he's been talking about Greenland for the longest, and from what I'm hearing, he's not the only one that's talked about acquiring or occupying Greenland. But this here says they have sit on a large rare earth deposit. So these folk want the minerals. Imagine that. Does Africa ring a bell at all? The U.S. Geological Survey considers 50 minerals to be critical, including several types of rare earths, nickel, and lithium. Ukraine has deposits of 22 of the 34 minerals identified by the European Union as critical. According to economy ministry data, this includes industrial and construction materials, ferroalloy, precious and non-ferrous metals, and some rare earth elements. Ukraine also has significant reserves of coal. However, most of them are now under the control of Russia in occupied territory. I'll say it's an overview of national resources. It's an overview of national resources. Uh, I don't think I need to read all that. It's not a really long article, but it's long enough. I'll put the description in. I'll put the link in the description box for y'all to read it. But yeah, United States ain't helping Ukraine for no reason. So I don't want nobody to sit up here talking about Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. Man, it's just United States. I told y'all. Well, you've been told. Two wings on the same bird. Democrat, Republicans, it don't matter. They all have the same plan and ideology. The difference is how they go about displaying what they want, how they go about doing it, presenting it, if you will. Republicans have always been just upfront and saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is what we want. Either ride with it or you don't. You don't like it, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? Be about your business and just keep it moving. Democrats, they always want to placate, try to, sugarcoat everything, acting like they are your friends, but behind closed doors, behind the scenes, they all talking with each other. But anyway, like I said, Don't read anything into this. This is just America being America. Doesn't matter who the president is, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or who Barack Obama, or whoever comes next. It doesn't matter. This is how America operates. Understand it. Once you realize how the system works, you learn how to maneuver within it for your benefit. And that's all, this story is about. And that's the reason why, bring stories like this, because you got to be informed of what's going on. You got to be informed of more than what's going on in your own neighborhood, in your own city, and at the polls every 4 years. It's a lot that go on in between. That's why, like, people was tripping on me when I was sitting here talking down about Democrats and talking about, hey, I can see Trump winning, and why, why everybody's going, vote for Trump and nobody's going to vote for the Democrats. It's because Trump is honest. He's out there. He's going to tell it like it is. He's going to, whether you like it or not, you can call him crazy or whatever the case may be, but he's going to do it. What you going to do about it? You going to stop it? Or in other words, what you going to do about your own life and not worry about what he say? But again, pay attention to the world politics, because it is important. Like I say, pay attention more than what's going on in your own neighborhood, because there's a big world out there and it all affects what you do. But anyway, and how you live. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation. If you don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple minutes of the day, but it means the world to us here. If you would like to support us financially, you can always give us super thanks, super chats, super stickers, and you can go to the description box or links there you can click on to help support the channel that way. Don't forget to hit that shop button, and also go to marlonmorale.com, where we got products that I know that you and your loved ones will love and will not be disappointed in. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.